Virtual Racing. Virtual Racing. Virtual Racing. Virtual Racing. Virtual Racing. Virtual Racing. Racing. Virtual Racing.
Hello everyone! Hello! Oh good, you can hear me. Virtual Racing! Ugh. 16-bit audio synthesizers. You can't beat them. Oh, I have one viewer. Hello. Well, I'm just going to enjoy myself playing Virtual Racing.
Virtual Racing!
Yep, just saying the title again to remind me what it is. But unlike the Super Monaco Grand Prix, I don't have a load of facts on hand to sort of spill about this one, because this doesn't have anything to do with Ayrton Senna or any famous racing driver. It does, however, it does give you a few options though. You get Formula Cars, Stock, which I guess they mean NASCAR, but they don't look very NASCAR-y. I don't know, they look a bit different to a NASCAR. And Prototype, which is your Le Mans prototype race cars. So there were a few versions of Virtual Racing. The Mega Drive version is the one we don't talk about. It has an even lower resolution than this one, which is difficult to believe, but yep. And because it was on Mega Drive, it just had much more limited graphics. This is the 32X version, the console that nobody bought and that Sega shot themselves in the foot with. Releasing the 32X and then about a year later saying, no, the 32X is not our future, the Sega Saturn is our future. Oh, look at the graphics. The big hexagon wheels. I love the views you get. Now this is the simulator view, but my god is it hard to see what you're doing, so I might go for this aerial view, which I really appreciate, and you don't see at all in any recent race games. Do not make contact with anyone. The slightest bit of contact with anyone, you just sort of end up in a spin and you lose a lot of time. This track I'm not too bad at. The others, much harder. This was the track that you'd come across most likely in the arcade version. And if this game seems familiar, yeah, it's just come out on the Nintendo Switch as well. It's just been remastered for the Nintendo Switch. Hello, big goth kitty, and hello, Clement. How are you? Good to have you here. I was just saying, there's several versions of VR racing. There's the Mega Drive one that nobody talks about, the 32X one, which is this one. Then they made it as well for the Sega Saturn. Then it was released as a sort of remaster for the PlayStation 2. You had the original arcade edition, which everyone generally remembers Daytona USA. That ran on a Model 2 arcade board, and this game ran on a Model 1 arcade board. And then, yeah, most recently Nintendo decided to port it to the Switch. And I was looking at a review of it yesterday, and I thought they'd done a really good job. And then they made it awful, because you can have 8 players. And I thought, well, that's brilliant. But you can't have 8 players online. I don't know how. It had an 8-player split screen, and I don't know how you meant to do that on a Switch, because even full screen on the TV, it's only 1080p, and you think dividing your screen up 8 ways. Not even 9, which would be sort of nice where you'd get 3x3. No, it's 8, and it's just, why wouldn't you offer that online? The only racing you get online is 2-player. And plus, I think the reviewer kept dropping out of sessions as well, because all the other players were Japanese and so he was in Europe, so the connection wasn't really up to the challenge of keeping him in a session. Some of these cars are loosely based on real cars. We've got green and yellow cars, which would have been based on the Lotus Ford Formula 1 cars at the time. I know there's a slightly interesting story about the colours of the... No, don't hit me. Of the player car. I'll zoom in a bit. So you see, it's basically like Ayrton Senna's McLaren, except Marlboro did come down on Sega for using basically Marlboro colours and Marlboro licensing in the game and on the arcade cabinets. So this was most prevalent with the arcade version of Super Monaco Grand Prix, because you literally drove past billboards that said like Marlboro and Foster's rather than Foster's beer. So for later games, they just changed the front of the car to blue, so they could say, look, it's not the Foster's, it's not the Marlboro branding anymore. It's completely different. Oh, not too bad. We're gonna go for... Yeah, go. Go for 4th place. I bought this game on the Switch and it's really fun. But I was just saying, you can't... Is it true you can't do the 8-player? Oh, I get to put my name in. C-E-S. Bonus points if anyone can figure out what my middle name is. Oh, God, I made my tea too hot. And you get instant replays. That was something fresh and new. I won't watch the whole thing. I'm just going to sort my hair out. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm wearing my Overwatch leggings. And I don't even play Overwatch. I know about Overwatch, but I don't play it. But, like, how do I lift my leg? I didn't mean like that. There, you can see... Can you see the leggings? Can you tell who they're meant to be? It's like meant to be one of the characters' legs in Overwatch. Yeah, I'll just sit here with my leg up in the air. Ah! I always love the player's secret. I know what you mean. Like, I'm not saying, yeah, let's bring tobacco sponsors back. But, cars like the John Player Special, they just look so iconic, and the Camel Lotus, and then the Rothmans, and I grew up with that, and I never fancied a cigarette. And I can control the camera a little bit, I think, if I press a button. There we go. I just love that sort of retro polygonal shading. No textures. I think this had more polygons than Daytona USA. Of course, Daytona USA sort of had textures, whereas this doesn't. Really does look gorgeous on the Switch though. So start, and then the 3 buttons gets you out. Now we're moving into unfamiliar territory. This is where, yeah, I know a little bit about this track, but I really didn't play it as often. Go. I used to really think the music was cool. It's very strange when the sort of announcer speaks. Oh, through the tunnel. I had to do that camera change manually, otherwise I would just be blinded. The banging wheels. Many time bonuses for moving up the field with temp. In the first round, you sort of get an advantage of coming out the pits in about 7th position. And this one, oh, so many bits to blind you, especially with this camera. Ah, no, no. Oh, I need to sort of artificially slow me down. I'm going to drop down to, yeah, that'll be a good compromise. There's so many low bridges, I get blinded. No, no. So yeah, I say that a lot. So yeah, this is the original, well, Yeah, it's the original. Not what you've got on the Switch. From what I heard, it's a really faithful reproduction. They've sort of kept the same wank control system and physics. Physics was a word that didn't really exist back in '94. You were just happy to have things in 3D. It's a thin road. I got him. Plus, none of these tracks would ever get past FIA scrutiny. Hello, Bishta. This is very old school, but it's relevant because it came out on the Switch. So, and I didn't know it came out on the Switch when I announced that I'd be playing this game. That just kind of fell into my lap very nicely. Same as when I planned to do the Super Monaco Grand Prix. I didn't realise we were coming up to the death of Ayrton Senna, so then it was very nice to have like an anniversary stream for him, and I was like, oh, that worked out really well. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it 3 weeks in a row. I'm not sure what the next week's game could be. Maybe you could give me some ideas. Something that I can run on an emulator, preferably. I know a lot of people will say old Colin McRae Rally, but I never had that, so it'd be really interesting to try that, actually. But I'd be down for any racing game. I've even tried things like, Wipeout. I'm just awful at games like Wipeout. Pod's another one I've got. I think that's a reproduction of an old game. A friend and I used to go to school with. I think we used to play Pod on his old computer. And that's recently been remade. And Joanna gave me a Steam code for it. So thanks again, Joanna. Supporting the channel. Oh, that was my fastest lap. And I'm 8. I think there's places where I don't need to lift. I feel like I got through that bit much quicker. And Slipstream does make a difference in this game. I didn't realise, but when I was doing one of the practice, and I managed to get 5 more kilometers per hour by slipstreaming. No. Trouble is, the car doesn't just understeer. If you do it too much, you spin and then you lose a heap more time. 8th position. That's no points back in the 90s. That's out of the points. Yeah, goal. Yep, game over. You're shit. And a screeching sound effect to hammer home your shit. It's so hard to master these. I mean, this game was just designed to swallow quarters at the arcade. You weren't meant to be good at it. You were meant to be putting more quarters into it. Free viewers. 328 kilometers per hour, but not one single kilometer more. Not a single one. You will not go faster. If I slipstream, I can. Yes, the Switch Port is really nice on hand. But there is only 3 tracks from what I can see from your version. Ah, but this was the deluxe version. I can definitely get Outrun running. That's no problem. Oh, what a classic Outrun was. Yeah, so most releases of this game just had these 3 tracks. But the deluxe version on the console nobody bought. Not even my cousin bought it, and he bought some bad hardware. He bought the Sega Mega CD, but even he wasn't bad enough to buy the 32X. The extra tracks were Highland and Sands Park. Acropolis was the equivalent of hard on the arcades. There we go. Oh, it's tight. Don't say it, Cannon. Don't say it. That's what she said. Oh, no. Oh, banging. Oh, and again. I like that when you pass the first cars. Oh, crap. No, you hit me. I like when you pass the first cars at the back, and they're V8s, so they make a low drone. Boom. And then as you progress, you start going past V10 cars, and then at the very front of the pack, V12s with like the more Ferrari high-pitched whine of the 90s, which is a really nice detail. And I think in the arcade version, where they had a bit more memory to play with, they did the colours more like Formula 1 cars. So there was really recognisable Williams, McLaren, the multicolour Benetton from the 1989 season, which would have been driven by Alessandro Nannini, one of my favourite looking cars ever. I remember I had a Skeletric car of it. That's really pretty. That and John Lacey's Tyrrell. That was a nice looking car. Which is another car that is in the arcade version of this. Oh god, I have to concentrate so much because I can't really see up the road. It's just, especially if I do this. Like, what's ahead of me? Oh, there's a canyon. I don't know. It's just blocks of pixels. Yeah, remember, the Mega Drive version was lower resolution than this. And I did try it, but my eyes just wanted to vomit and bleed everywhere. It really gave me a bit of a headache. And I don't have this full screen on the TV. It's like a tiny window again. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. Yeah, I'm well. I've just been in all day. I've walked the dog. I know I'm supposed to be doing a logo for somebody, but they want a style that I'm not so used to, so it's taking me a bit longer to do it. They want like a 1950s style, which is gorgeous from what they've sent me, like the inspiration on the Pinterest board, but it's so new to me. I've got to get my head around it a little bit and sort of test the water with, do little bits and then see what he thinks. But that's for a Twitch streamer called Velociter. And I'm also getting one done for Rookie Racing, also called Mr. Dr. Professor Mech, also called Nick Dawson Lathan, and I will get that to him. Well, as soon as he's paid up, I need to chase him going, where's my money? Where's my money? But no, I love getting these jobs. It's so nice to be able to say, oh yeah, I do design for Twitch stream races. So I've got all of you guys to thank for that, because yeah, quite a few of you like seen people who need Twitch graphics, and then you said, oh yeah, Cammy does that. So I'm really appreciative. It's not at the point yet where I can like live off it. I'm still relying on savings and everything, which are sort of slowly going down, but it's getting better. And yeah, it'd be nice not to have to go to sort of 9-to-5 job and, you know, make somebody else's projects and games and such, because I have to be able to make my own. That sounds really bad. Obviously I don't mind making other people's stuff. Well, that's what I'm doing anyway, isn't it? I'm making somebody else's Twitch stream stuff. I guess because it's racing. I didn't get to work on a race game at the studio I worked at. They had a race game and it had already been released, and then I worked on the Surgeon game. Where am I? 5th? Oh, I'm higher than I thought I'd be. That music makes you panic. It's like, oh no, time's running out. It's like in Sonic when you're about to drown. It's like, no, 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 no. And then look at the size of the gap. There's a huge gap between the front 5, or the front 4 cars. No! No! And I'm sure my engine just revved way over the red line then. Oh, that's not fair. I've lost my 5th position. The music makes me terrified. Come on, can I get it back on this last bit? No. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Oh, right, outrun, yes. Sorry I missed the first 20 minutes. Don't worry, you haven't missed the first 20 minutes. Maybe 15. That's fine. I'm very well. I sound upbeat. It's refreshing to hear you considering the climate. When you said climate, I thought you meant the weather. I was like, yes, it's a nice climate outside. I've gotten used to lockdown. I like it. I don't want things to change now. I'm fairly introverted anyway. Nah, I'm going to do replay. I'm not going to try and say that in a Scottish accent. I like how the first race had this sort of fancy introduction of you're in the pits. Whereas the second and third, like, the rest of the race is just like, yeah, get on with it. God, if I'm not... See, let's go to Skycam. Let's go to Artie Pie in the sky. Get Batman! Oh god, I'm on the grass. Why is there bits of grass in the middle of... Oh, I'm not going to be able to see... Oh, I'll be alright. 12. Oh, no. Lip Suzuka bit where you go back over, fly over. Ooh, that one had a V10. Background. Oh, there's a bit from the left. Oh, got that corner nice. Better than I had in practice. Oh, break. No. No. That is called, there's a term for that. called Shia LaBeoufing. Or Shia LaBeoufing. Name is. Just because every time he's in Transformers, he's going, no, 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 no. 9th. That's not good enough. You don't get to qualify in this, it just shoves you at the back. At least Super Monaco let you qualify. God, this game would be, this view would be useful in iRacing. Because I had, I'm in the F3 UK Championship, and it was a test round. And I did great in Heat 1, I worked my way up from 11th to 6th, so that would have been some really nice points. And then the second race, I did a silly, because somebody said, oh, don't lift for corner 1, because in the first race, somebody lifted off the gas, slowed down on a corner you don't slow down on typically, and that caught the person out behind, and then they rear-ended. So they said, oh, can we all, can you not unnecessarily lift off the gas? So I didn't lift off the gas, and I went into the car in front. And it wasn't just any car, it was the guy running the whole championship. So it's like, oh, probably the worst person to run into. But I just immediately accepted the blame and just said, yeah, my fault. I'm not even going to try to fight it or appeal. And thank God it's a test round. This Sunday, the first race is at Donington Park, where proper points are on offer. I'm driving in the Fordzilla, well, I was going to say the Fordzilla B team, but basically because there's 4 Fordzilla drivers, we've got 2 teams of 2. 2 running the black and blue livery, and 2 running an alternative livery, which is orange and white, with sort of highlights of blue. And both are really nice, because they're designed by me, so they're not really nice. It's quite nice of one of my Fordzilla teammates. A British touring car driver put out a call for people who are good with livery designs, and one of my teammates recommended me, so hopefully I get that job. I think it was a guy called Dan Cummings. I'm not entirely sure. If anyone's a British touring car fan, then you'll know better than me. I haven't watched British touring cars for a long time. I love this cup of tea I have. I love a cup of tea anyway. This is Yorkshire tea, but it's Yorkshire tea with biscuits. So it's just a very malty, biscuity cup of tea without having to actually dunk any biscuits. Oh. Right, I remember on this track. There's a tunnel and I have to duck out of this camera view. So we're driving through the desert and there was a building in the middle of the road. So that's what Formula 1 tracks are. I'll drop to this view because I know there's a tunnel. Oh, they can take that corner faster than me. They all can. That's frustrating. Cheeky AI when they can go round corners quicker than you. I like how it sounds like the cars are going past you the other way. Like, they're zooming past at 200 miles an hour, but, you know, the closing speed between you is probably only like 10. Oh yeah, this game was made by, I think it was made by AM2, one of Sega's in-house companies. Sega weren't very good at third parties doing their games. They lost a lot of developers when the PlayStation came along, especially, like EA. EA jumped ship from Sega and Nintendo pretty badly, and jumped over to Sony because of their sort of cheaper licensing and such. Oh, yeah. Oh. Look how unfair that is. I can't... Come up to the hairpin. So I've dropped 2 places just because they can defy physics. Just wondered what frame rate this game is. Everyone worrying about iRacing being at 120 frames per second. This might only be about 15 or 25 frames per second. Going that way round where there's like a fork in the road. Going right seems to be quicker. I gave it a go about 20 minutes before the live stream. I seem to make up a place or two there. So I'm back up into 5th. I hope I can catch these green guys before we get to that corner that I can't take it at least. Oh look, a tunnel just popped out of nowhere. Nope, I just run wide. Nice echo in the tunnel there, nice little attention to detail. My feet keep slipping on the pedals. Like I'm not driving with pedals, I've just got my feet resting on the pedals and I'm wearing a pair of heels so they just keep sliding off. This is the only race game I could probably do it in here as well. Oh, and the fly just flew in my face. 5th. So I'm gonna... Oh no, there's more laps, isn't there? So I've still not caught these green guys, they're just a little bit too fast. They're right there, but I'll lose them now, you watch. Right, let's see if I can... Did I get around that quicker that time? Because I just, yeah, that, well, I don't know if he was close enough to do it anyway, but I slammed my brakes on really hard then. You get away from me. You'll make me spin. I could get 4th. I don't think I've ever won this, like, in the 30 years this game's been out. Oh, run it wide, onto the sand. No, I don't think I would have gotten 4th then anyway. Oh, I keep thinking that now it's the final lap. I keep thinking it was the last lap. I saw I had a message, but I can't look, read it. Frame rate, yeah. Yes, what's the frame rate? There is frame rate, yes, I can confirm. Oh no. Alongside the green then. A minute 2.2. God, the sound of the engine. It's not just a buzzy noise, it also starts to distort in my ear with the sound sort of going woo, woo. Where I guess it's just a low quality audio card in this game in the arcade machine. It's just, yeah, got distortion in the noise. Oh, it's right there. That black green pixel. God, it's not even really a recognisable visor for his helmet. It's a blue bit, isn't it? Ah, that was AJ who said frame rate, yes. Hi AJ, welcome. Thank you for coming along. I appreciate it. Live scenes of Bernie was his original video. Yeah, what about that building in the middle, Bernie? Yeah, that makes it better. 14th. Well, I finished like 5th, so why is it saying my rank is 14th? Who is it comparing me against there? Right, that was all 5 tracks. That's your lot. Bye. No. No. There were other cars. Yes, I realise. Manual. No, I'm not trying that. Unless it changes the to change the car. Prototype's quite fun. They just sound a bit different. And they're a bit slower.
3, 2, 1,
go. And you get a nice, I quite like this view. Because it implies that your head is very far to the left of your body. Like your head has been sort of snapped to the left. iRacing, eat your heart out. Look at this. Oh, I'm missing things, aren't I? Do you bend your elbows or wrists when you drive? What? No, of course not. Oh, that's what happens when you get a spectacular crash. And it does model damage. I know in the Formula One car, you can damage your front wing and rear wing. Could Gran Turismo do that? Could it? Bollocks. You can't look backwards or anything. I was just seeing if I could look back. There's no mirror, but to render the rear view would probably kill the Mega Drive. Go on, AJ likes these kind of cars. I'm sure AJ can recognise what the cars are meant to be. I might have like the Porsches or something. Could also be the Toyotas from that time. Ugh. I love how it just snaps. Even on the 32X, you didn't get an analog stick for this. I can't make the analog stick work. Yeah. And you didn't get one on the 32X. So, even though the arcade had a steering wheel, console peasants just got this horrible twitching. And it just absolutely snaps back straight. Rocking your head about. No, did I just go inside him? Choose your phrasing carefully, Cammy. Yeah, that's it. That's the Porsche. Is that the one where that Porsche was famous for having, like, you know, had the Rothmans design, didn't it? Yeah, hang on, I'll go outside for that. So it's got two exhausts, it's sort of got no bodywork on the back, it's just sort of exposed exhaust and sort of turbo manifold and such. I can get it in the menu again so you can see the front of the car. It had a couple air intakes besides the headlights. So what's that meant to be? It's got the colours like the here's a phrase. AJ will like this. The colours, I'm going to slow down. I think the colours of that match the Intercity, is it the Intercity 125? Or the Intercity 225? Just the sort of... Yeah, I'm going to drive past it now. Oh, AJ's tingling, he likes the train reference, I can tell. Everybody go give AJ Can't Fail a subscription, subscribe, a follow. Whatever it is. He does, I like to say he does trains, games, and automobiles. And not the planes. Oh, there it is. You can see sort of the intakes. I can win at this, by the way. Sure. Done it before. That's the 18th. It's not comparing between the two. Those colours match the network's outfit. That's right. I should know that because I had to do a graphic job about 6 months ago for a freelance company down where I live, and it was to do with the Ashford rail thing. No. I can absolutely win this race. Oh, I pressed the wrong button again. Reset. Oh, the wobble. Showing off the power of the graphics there. Oh, if you haven't seen the intro, this is quite a nice intro. Just while I have some biscuits to eat. Nissan GTB. Yeah, I'm not familiar on the old models of those cars, actually. I just remember it's like, oh, there's a Porsche with a very long tail. And I think I only started getting into Le Mans when the McLaren F1 came along. It sort of caused a bit of sensation at that time, didn't it? Seizure.
Virtual Racing.
He has to shout it like he's angry. Virtual Racing! It's racing, I tell ya! Oh, come on. Start. Oh, God.
Virtual Racing.
Alright, don't shout at me like that. Two-player, but I don't have enough computer and I don't have a friend. Right, I can do this. I can win at this. I've done it before, years ago, but I can do it. Right, we're out into 7th. These wheels must have been like Kimi Raikkonen's on the McLaren when his wheel sort of blew off at the last corner. Oh, sorry, at the last lap. It just burst off through vibration. This is 4 of those Kimi Raikkonen broken wheels. No. I'm leaning forward now, I'm serious. Gonna blooming do this. Apparently the cars always take certain lines, so like the Sega Rally machines, you can sort of, if you get used to where the cars are, you can use them as a judge as to how far you are. Like, if you want to win, you probably have to reach a certain car by a certain lap, by a certain corner, and if you haven't, it's impossible for you to win, and you might as well reset. Oh, look at this burst of sparks. I think this is beautiful in the same way. You know, people have those sort of low poly animal tattoos where it's like a fox or something, but it's sort of all angular. Block me. All angular and sort of low poly. I think this has a similar beauty. I wonder if the car would go faster if I had a manual. Like Super Monaco Grand Prix, that gave you basically 50 more horsepower if you chose a manual. I came off the gas there. Third. Maybe there needs to be some task I have to do if I fail this. Hey Joe! Hello Jojo, I mentioned you earlier. Everybody, this is Joanna. She gave me the Steam code for Pod and F1 2019. And she's just really lovely, and she's a web designer as well, sort of. She's launching a website. If you like Tomb Raider and can speak Portuguese, then you love going to this website. Oh no! I looked at the chat. No, I looked at the chat. Oh, I didn't win. Yeah, you're welcome. I remember that. I remember it was my first model. The thing worked. Your link on Twitter isn't working. It takes you to a broken link. Oh, that's pretty gay. Oh. I've pretty much already exhausted this game. What I'll show you is the game we didn't play last time. I think I just want to be able to prove that I'm not awful at it. I didn't think we'd get through Virtua Racing that quickly. Yeah, so you get more power with the manual. 300 more. Ugh. Jumping graphics Virtua Racing was. So this is before they had well, I don't know, they could have used the real Monaco track shape, because they did in the sequel. I don't think it would have taken any real licensing to do it, just to have the track shape, unless Formula 1 do have that copyrighted. Don't know, Formula 1 just try and copyright everything, don't they? I had my race last week, a Formula 3 race on iRacing, and Formula 1 management gave me a copyright strike before I'd even published it. All I'd done is uploaded it. And 1 lap out of 20 was apparently a breach of Formula 1's copyright. Even though there was nothing Formula 1 in the race. It was a Formula 3 race. Nobody was using Formula 1 colours or patterns on their cars. There was no Formula 1 branding on the track. There was no mention of the words Formula 1 in audio or anything. So that was quite annoying. But I appealed and it was overturned in my favour. But that was for the Patreon. That was a race upload with no commentary. So I still need to upload the race with me gabbing over the top of it, and I'm scared it will just get copyright strike again. Unless I put something on the screen going, please don't copyright strike it. See, look, I'm doing good now. I'm a wiener. 5 viewers. Thanks for tuning in. As I go off the track. This track has this game has the Portuguese Grand Prix, Joanna, before Portugal stopped having Formula 1. Whereabouts in Portugal is Estoril? I'm probably pronouncing that really badly. It's probably like Estoril or something. Joanna does it for fun, the web designing, if you're talking about that, but she could absolutely do commission work. She's really good at doing websites. She makes very smart websites. Joanna used to make these gorgeous little acrylic badges and everything. She does, well, what Joanna does now is little emoji art. So if anybody needs little emojis for their Twitch or even just for their like little characters or something, Joanna's really good at those little emoji icon pictures. And also, Joanna's just one of the sweetest people I've ever known. She stuck by me through a lot. And she's shocked, but very supportive when I sort of came out as Cammy, so... Joanna is someone who... I'll always have a special place in my heart for Joanna, no matter where she is. Because we're about an hour apart from each other now, but I'll always look out for her, because she's always sort of looked out for me. Okay, I imagined Estoril was down south, maybe Algarve. This is supposed to be rain. Just purple sky. The wet does make a difference to how the car handles, because I remember smashing the car on a barrier. Because I tried to take the corner at the same speed I did in the dry, and then just, yeah, a wheel came off the car. I was saying earlier, Joanna, I'm wearing my Overwatch leggings. You like Overwatch, don't you? AJ, I'll have to meet Joanna at some point. 2 lovely people in my life. And I've still got to meet Jessica. Jessica should, hopefully, be moving... See, you really got to slow down. Jessica should be moving nearish to me. So that would be awesome. All my trans friends moved away. Yeah, that's totally legal. Go away from me. that way. Actually, Joanna, you probably didn't live too far away from AJ. I won't say where AJ lives now, but Joanna, when you used to live in Bexley, you probably weren't too far from AJ. Oh, around the outside. Around the outside. Around the outside. I've got to keep him behind, but I've got to slow right down for this. I don't think I've ever won this second race. I've always come first in the dry race and then like third in the wet race, because I've usually hit a barrier. You know, you stay behind me. This is impossible to do as a kid. You stay behind me, sir. Sir, I said, sir. I've run out of useless things to say. I didn't want this stream to go on as long as the last one anyway. The last one was like... No! I wasn't looking! I wasn't looking! No! Oh. What was it I was saying? My best result was third. And I was about to... Yeah! Yeah! Alright! Alright! God, way to make you panic! Duh. Get away! God, wait, look at that! Give me a heart attack! Mild animation, can you believe it? Oh, I see, you... Oh, the animation. Fuck. I just tried to look at the chat a little bit and then I smacked the barrier thing and then... I've written CCC. Just a Spanish person saying yes, yes, yes. Yes, sí, 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 señor. Sorry, I'm not going to do all of it. Minardi, let us try hard to win. It's meant to be Minardi, it's Italian. I'm only going to go up to like 7 o'clock or something. I have 7 viewers? Like, I can see 4 of you have made friends with each other and you don't need me anymore. Like, you look like you're getting along great. You'll meet us. I'm sure you'll all meet each other at some point. I'm probably like 2 hours away from you. Trying to read a chat and driving is difficult. Go on, AJ, I'll set this time here and then you try and beat it in iRacing. Oh, I forgot to make the man fly. Read and drive. I was taking the dog for a walk today, and as I go near the motorway, saw one of the lorry drivers on his phone. Really makes you... Ugh. Go on, which one shall I pick? Which one? First one I see is the one I'll pick by whoever says it. Yeah, iRacing has Imola. It's hard to find because they don't call it Imola. They call it like Circuit of Dino Ferrari at San Marino or something. They call it. Basically, they call it Dino Ferrari Circuit. No, you have to... Alright, I should have explained. pick a team that's higher than Minari. Millions, okay. That's supposed to be a Williams car from the 90s. It is interesting. Ooh. Look at all these bright green cars. Oh. Immediately hit. I don't think I'm going to be able to... Oh, that wasn't a good start. And I can't just restart the race. They're coming for me. No. We might have been a bit ambitious trying to beat a Millions car. Oh, I got a little itch. As much as I do love all the attention going on esports now, I really want to go see some proper motorsport. AJ and I were supposed to go watch some, weren't we? We were supposed to watch, well, we talked about like an American truck fest sort of thing at Brands Hatch, but we'd also said we should go watch the British Touring Cars together. Because I've never seen a British Touring Cars championship race. And AJ absolutely loves the British Touring Cars. Bye, Joe. Be the love. Bye. Is she gone now? Alright, we can all talk about her behind her back now. Wasn't trying to... She's probably still here. Oh, well. Oh, struggling to catch him. Oh, I looked at the chat and nearly hit a barrier again. I don't know how you pronounce that, AJ. Exclamation mark. Isn't that just like... Oh, me trying to read a chat. Exclamation marks. Isn't that just like... Well, fifth is good, but... I think that's meant to be like a downshift, that whom sort of noise. Outing... Group outing to... Yeah, we could totally do a group outing to the British Touring Cars when it comes back on. Because, yeah, I haven't seen any sort of British Touring Cars since... I'm trying to think of the cars that were in it. It was around the PlayStation game. So it would have been like a blue and yellow Laguna, a red and silver Audi, you would have had like the white Primera, Volvo estate car probably. I'm trying to think of names, like Jason Plato, Tim Harvey, can't remember colour. Oh, AJ's getting excited. Oh, I do like happy, excited AJ. Not in that way. Yeah, that might have been the 97 season. Because I think the Renault Lagunas went green with Nescafe branding, didn't they, the year after? Because I remember I didn't like that look as much. Was that when, like, Toka took over it? AJ's having a crisis. AJ, are you having a crisis? As in, like, Jeremy Clarkson interpretation of the word crisis. That's nice, isn't it? AJ's first time on my stream and we just gently haze him and embarrass him. Sorry, I didn't beat the millions. We're gonna make him fly though. Woo! One more race and then that'll be an hour up, and worst thing is to keep going so long that nobody wants you around anymore. Best to leave people wanting more. After all, he is far better than us. Not just as a driver, but as a person as well. We're shit people. Before Interlagos came along. I think this was like the Rio de Janeiro circuit, I'm not sure. I feel like I heard that Brazil might take the Grand Prix back to this circuit. No, stay. Please stay. I need you to stay, AJ. You're making up the numbers. Bums on seats. Bums on seats. That's what it's all about. I'm going to pick a rival this time, because you lot can't be trusted. You give me a team that I can't get close to. I drive quite fast. Not very. I drive quite fast. Oh, we're ahead of the rival. See, when so I can't trust you lot to do it. Damn, why did I open my mouth? Why did I open my mouth? I'm ahead of the rival. I hate that corner though, because you have to sort of quickly get from one side of the track to the other in a game that is notoriously slow at steering. This is just last week all over again, really. Oh, there's a castle down the back straight. Well, I guess it's the home straight, isn't it? Jesus, flew past me. Oh, now he's in my way. Now they're both in my way. God, I think I've damaged the car a bit. Now, if we fly around the corners quick. I think that sign was supposed to say like NGK spark plugs, but it says NOK, so it's just knock. Again, some of that fake branding that Sega used to do. I don't know what those billboards were though. Oh, I can't even escape out of it. I'll just get the last 2 laps done. There, not against the rules here. Weaving. Ah, yes, I drive quite. Yeah, can you imagine? Just a driver in an interview. Yeah, well, that would be Kimmy, wouldn't it? I drive quite fast. Yeah, some of the driver quotes in this are quite interesting, I think. I just don't remember them. Whoa. Yeah, my car's handling badly. It's turning slower. It's a little bit slower. to get to the top speed now. Yeah, I think my car's got trouble, guys. I'm just gonna... pound round with the trouble. I love how vague it is as well. Trouble. It could be anything. I've only got the one more lap, so I'll just go around in 10th with a damaged car. Whoa, really couldn't turn then. No, we're not going to pit in. There's no reason to pit in on Super Monaco Grand Prix. None of the other cars pit in. You just lose ridiculous yonks of time. Right, here we go. This is where I blow it. Probably the best I got round that corner. Oh god, people are finishing the race already. Perfectly illegal weaving. In the space year 2020, 10th place would be worth a point, trust me. No, it won't. There's no cars driving, is there? Whoa! Oh, I missed him. Oh, well, that went wrong quickly, didn't it? After all, he is far better than us. We could have had him. Yeah, you couldn't save your game in this one. You had password systems. Yeah, and you'd have to write down all of that password to be able to continue with your game. Because I guess it's trying to take into consideration what team you're in, what your last result was, what the points are, what rivals you've beaten and lost. But yeah, the worst would be then to having to fill that in, sort of. Yeah, as you do on a console. Yes, a Aselin. I don't know who it was meant to be, I didn't catch. End. And this is where we will end our stream, everybody. So, where's my mouse? There, enjoy the bikini-clad lady. Photo quality. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. All 5 of you. It got up to 7. Thank you.